Hello everyone, I'm Mike D'Angelo with That's Entertainment, and this is my reaction video to Bethesda Softworks E3 2010 presentation. Bethesda had what I consider the most distinguished presentation at E3 2010. The reason that I say this is that Bethesda showed more original IPs than established franchises. Bethesda doesn't usually make bad games. I'm happy that they're willing to take risks and push forward with new ideas instead of just relaxing with the same tried and true, never-changing series. However, even though they're new original IPs, there are things that are similar between all these games. One of the most popular games that you've been seeing probably at E3 2010, and if you go to a GameStop, anywhere, you're just seeing lots of trailers for this game. Bethesda is showing off a game called Brink. Brink kind of has the style of Borderlands, but it plays kind of like Mirror's Edge or Assassin's Creed. There's a lot of parkour involved, but it successfully marries that with the gunplay and just the tactical shooting in games like Borderlands. They use an engine that makes it so that you don't have to use complex movements. The engine just figures out exactly what kind of moves you're going to try and make and works with them. The game's story moves forward in multiplayer. Everyone gets to make their own fully customized character. There's a ton of variation to everyone's skills and techs. The developer really thought about what kind of benefits you could have in this game, so you'd be able to sense whether or not you were in someone's crosshairs. If you were planting like a bomb, you can scope yourself around in third person even though it's a first person game. Just one of the rewards that you get by completing objectives. If you've seen the game, chances are you are a little intrigued by it. The unfortunate thing is this is one of those games that was shown at this E3 and it's not going to be out until next year. Bethesda also showed a game called Rage. It's also kind of like Borderlands. It almost has the same art style. It's not as watercolor, cel shaded, that kind of look to it, but it still has that post-apocalyptic feel. And almost, it seems like it has that kind of humor to it. There's a much more lively feel to Rage though. Whereas in Borderlands everything seemed very constricted, there was only a few people here and there. There are settlements in this game where there's a lot of people and they're interacting with each other, they're not just standing against a wall. So with that concept, it's almost more like Fallout 3. To steer further away from both of the other games that I compared it to, this game seems a lot more quick-paced. All the combat that they showed seemed like things were rushing at you. It wasn't, people calling you names from afar and, slowly walking toward you. Everything in this game seems like it's do or die. And with the style, it's very attractive. It's very open world. There's tons and tons of content to explore. And one of the things that the developer said was that every area that you go to, they want to give you new weapons and new tech to explore. They don't want it to be like going back to Borderlands. They don't want it to be that you get 1,000 of the same weapons. They're going to try and make every one of the weapons seem like it's important and fun to use. Bethesda also showed Hunted, the Demon Forge, but they showed it in very limited form. It was, as best you can tell, it seems like a Dungeons & Dragons or kind of like Gauntlet. It's two characters, like a fighter and a ranger, just cooperative multiplayer. From what I gather from the trailer, it seems like it's supposed to be a healthy balance of melee versus ranged combat, and you're supposed to work together to make sure that you reach your goals. But besides that, there wasn't really too much to get from the trailer, so we'll have to wait until more information comes out. This seemed more like a teaser than anything substantial. Finally, another anticipated title that I'm waiting for, Fallout New Vegas. We've already seen a lot of Fallout New Vegas, but they had it in a larger capacity at E3 2010. The game looks like it's coming along nicely. It looks like it preserves the Fallout 3 vibe while pushing forward into new ground. If you've seen trailers, you see that the world is kind of more lush. It's not as wasteland-ish as the first game. The extra features and changed features that they brought to the game, like the streamlined partner system and just all the new weapons, everything seems like it's going to be great once it comes out later this year. We're coming down to the last few videos. There's only a couple more developers to show from E3 2010. I'm going to try and get them all done this weekend, so I'm going to get right on it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.